Hey, all you Greta's and Shutezcots out there. Welcome to Unit 3, Section 5 notes. We're going to look at demographic transition today. This isn't in your packet so much, so I might jot this down elsewhere. If you have taken Human Geo, you definitely know this stuff, and it is addressed in your freshman biology class as well. But I'm going to talk you guys through demographic transition. Hopefully you're doing these before class on Monday or Tuesday. It will make class a lot easier for you. So, demographic transition model. The one we use in APES has 4 stages. What you learned about freshman year had 3 stages. If you take Human Geo, there are 5, but for this class and for this test, 4 stages. It's stupid and confusing, but there are 4 stages in this round. So, first stages are pre-industrial stage. Birth rates and death rates are both fairly high. Stage 2, you have your transitional stage. The birth rate stays high, but the death rate decreases due to increased food production, improved medical care. And then that's when, if you have lots of babies being born but not dying, you tend to have a nice large population increase. Then stage 3 is the industrial stage. Birth rate declines due to increased opportunities for women and access to birth control. It's amazing what happens when you let women learn and stuff and have control of their own bodies. And then you have stage 4, which is the post-industrial stage. And this is when birth rates and death rates are both fairly low, and this population is going to be a slower increase or not. So let's go a little bit more into detail. So here we have, once again, ignore the stage 5. The pre-industrial stage, this is little to no growth in the population. The crude birth rate equals the crude death rate, easy for me to say. You have a fairly short life expectancy, you have a high infant mortality, lots of disease, lack of health care, poor sanitation. This was US and Europe before the late 18th century. Very few countries now are in stage 1 because we've moved past that. But this is kind of in the past or very remote areas now. Then we have our stage 2, our rapid growth. And so you can see the birth rate is high, the death rate is dropped, but the population has this nifty little exponential growth going on. So death rates decline, improved health care, access to water and food, vaccinations, fertility rates remain high. A lot of babies. It's fairly imbalanced. Think of us back in the early 19th century or India now. Lots and lots and lots of babies are happening, but we're still trying to kind of get that balance down. Stage 3 is the industrial stage, and this is a more natural increase of the population. This is your stable growth. So you have the economy improves, the education improves, family income is up, the number of births decrease. Usually the more money you have, the less babies you make. More birth control is available, that whole education of women thing. And then the crude birth rate lowers to equal the crude death rate again. So you're coming back down. You can see those are coming down. Last but not least, we have stage 4, which is your stable growth. So now the crude birth rate is less than the crude death rate. High affluence, economic development, these are your more well-off countries. You have a lot of older people, and they don't make babies. The government may encourage immigration or money incentives to have more children, because when you don't have any babies, then you don't have a future for that country. And some, especially in Europe, countries are going through this right now. There is, once again, a stage 5 that Human Geo addresses, but we are not getting into it here. So ignore this 5 over here. So if you look at the population pyramids, when you have pretty much everybody in this bottom area, they don't make it very far into their age. This is going to be a lot of babies, but then obviously a lot of death as well. You're early expanding. Most of your population is in the pre-reproductive or reproductive stage. Your late expanding is going to be starting to calm down just a little bit. It's more of an up and down pyramid when you have low to no growth, and then this one, once again, ignore. So these are just some basics on demographic transition that you will want to know to make Monday or Tuesday's class a lot easier for you guys. We're doing a card sort in class, and then we will be looking at some case studies for you guys to figure out. So there you go. Before I go, I want to take this opportunity to let each and every one of you know that you are good enough, you are smart enough, and people do like you. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good God, do your homework.